Hello and welcome into my new video in which I'm going to explain to you the way I've made my latest illustration, the Insectoid Queen. Before I will start, I remember you that you can see the high definition image on my DeviantArt page. The link is going to be in the description, and you can also download the files to print that illustration. I think it's $20 for A3 size. I'm not really sure, it's to verify, but you can pay via PayPal and the DeviantArt system. It's really cool. So I hope you will enjoy this video. Don't hesitate to tell me what you think about it after in the comments, and to share it if you think it should be maybe shared. Maybe not? Yes? I hope it will. Let's go! So usually when you have to prepare your image, so think about the composition, I usually use line art, which is for me the most comfortable way to place the different element in the image. Here the composition is quite simple, so I'm not really doing a complex line art. I'm not passing by all the steps of research and different tries that I would have done if the image would have been more complex. And another element is that I'm working with a reference here. So I've made traditional work on paper before working on my computer on digital art. So it makes things easier. I'm basically copying something that I already have. Once the line art is more or less finished, or when I'm satisfied by why I have, I start to place simple values. So I usually work from dark to light. So I'm placing the shadow first, and then trying a different combination with the light, and I found it easier than starting from light and progressively adding darker shadows on top of each other. So again, the process is quite fast. The first reason is that I have a model. As I said, I've already I already thought about lighting on paper. I made some research, and here I want the drawing to be symmetrical. So what I'm doing regularly is I'm selecting one half of the drawing and copying it, and then making a horizontal flip to match. So it basically allows me to work faster because I only have to work on one half of the image, while the other is just a copy of what I'm doing. So I concentrate myself first on the shading this time. Usually or recently, what I did was to place a rough lighting and then working directly with colors. Here I didn't really knew what the colors were going to be, so I wanted to work first on the shading, on the texture, and then adding the colors. The problem with that technique, or the problem I had in the past, is that the colors are not always as good as what you would have wanted, and it's more like cold, or it look more digital this way. But the advantage is it will allow me to have a greater control over the colors, because I simply have to change the color of a layer I will put on top of the others. While if I was working directly with colors, and if I'm not happy with the main color of my drawing, it would have been more complicated to change it, especially with a drawing which have to be smooth and really clean, almost photographic in that case. So I'm continuing to add some details, and I'm even adding details I wouldn't have, find with the line art. It's a absolutely normal process. While I'm working, I have new ideas, and I don't hesitate to modify the drawing, like with the eyes, who change regularly. I have made, I think, 3 different type of eyes, and finally decide to make a hole, so something completely black. So it's still the same right now. I don't see difference. It's little details, working on the more and more complex shapes, trying to be cleaner and cleaner. It's funny to see that I changed the appearance, the shading of a drawing. I wanted to have something really organic at first, and then I decided to make something that will look almost organic, almost metallic. Sorry. Yeah, it's still the same things here. Adding details, modifying sometimes the shape. I had a hard time with the jaws. And here I'm making the texture of the skin, which is basically not a human texture, of course. So what I've made is making a black layer, or black, really the whole face is under a black area, and then making holes in it to have something really regular, almost mechanical. Well, not really mechanical, but certainly not normal skin texture. The lips are not really well done. I didn't took enough time to give them a good shape, I think. Once I finish that, I'm trying different. I'm trying to apply a backlight, so to push up the details in the shadows. And after that, I'm applying the colors. As you can see, I'm not painting at all the color. I'm using layers, color layers with a gradient and a gradient map, and playing with the different settings until I have found something that I found interesting. Once it's done, I'm applying an effect of vignettes and little particles. So I hope that it was correct, and I'm sorry if I if you heard some hesitation in my voice, but it's not really easy to talk and at the same time trying to translate everything in my head into English. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to answer the question as much as I can. If you can always, but you probably know it already, that you can subscribe to my channel to stay tuned for future videos. I'm going to make other videos like this. And if you want to see the rest of my work, you can go on my DeviantArt page or on Facebook or whatever. And I think this is all. I hope, again, that it was helpful for you, that it was well done. I passed way too much time for this video, I think. Tried different things and to have a good quality. Hopefully it will be well seen. And I think I'm done right now, and I'm going to go, and I wish you a good day or a good night, wherever you are. If you're an artist, keep on practicing and show your work, and yeah, be positive. Goodbye.